Welcome everyone to the broadcast and many, many more based on the viewer count here. So welcome everyone. I'm going to do a quick time check. We are right on time. I'm going to transition right into our guest of honor this evening, individual I'm very, very excited for everybody to hear from. This guy is a six-figure income earner with Ambit Energy, executive consultant. He's a lawyer. He's an author, but many of you know him as your bow tie brother. Yes, of course, you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Mario Price, executive consultant. Are you with us here this evening, my friend?
I am, and thank you so much for that introduction. I can't believe how many people we've got from all over the country, and I see we have a few people that are watching this video tomorrow, 14 hours ahead in Japan. So this is exciting to be able to speak to you. Thanks so much for that. And let me just kind of get right in and wrap this up, because you guys are sitting in the living room, you're sitting in a computer, you're sitting in a Starbucks, you just saw an opportunity. And first and foremost, I got to tell you, the opportunity speaks for itself. I mean, the thought of being able to help people reduce the cost of a bill they've got to pay for anyway. Think about it. Before they came, they were a customer. Before you spoke to them, they were a customer. And so what you're going to offer them is the opportunity to pay less or maybe even get it for free. So I know what you saw made sense. Now, before we kind of get into what this opportunity is like, let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. As Sean mentioned, my name is Mario Price, and really, I kind of did the thing that they tell you to do at school. They tell you to work hard, go to school and get a good education and get a good job. And I did that. I had an accounting degree from the University of Texas. I got an MBA from the University of Michigan, worked on Wall Street for about 10 years. And then I had the foolhardy idea to go back to law school. And I went to Georgetown to become a Georgetown trained lawyer. And I was working tirelessly. And I say foolhardy because think about this. I took out more than $100,000, almost $200,000 in loans just to make the same amount of money I was making beforehand. And so when I saw this opportunity a little over 6 years ago, this is what my life looked like. I woke up, got dressed, took a shower, got dressed, drove to work. It was dark when I left, worked all day, worked into the evening, came home. It was dark when I came home, and I did that 6 and 7 days a week. I found myself working 60 to 80 hours every single week just to get to a point of broke even. You know what I mean by broke even, where you're working, and you're hoping that check hits on Friday so you can pay it out before the automatic deposits come out of it, so that you get paid and you get unpaid. You're broke even week after week after week after week. And so what I'm going to talk about as we kind of close up, I want to kind of talk about that whole GPS system. You know about the GPS system. We have the GPS on our phone. Some of it have it built into the car. The GPS system, we know about that. It's a navigational tool designed to get you from one place to the next. Now, many years ago, we all had a navigational tool called education, called a degree. If you took the job, you'd get a certain degree that could give you the type of rewards you wanted. And that's what I did. But what I realized is that with the navigational system, there's 4 things that's important to know. The first thing to note is this. 1, where do you want to go? You got to ask yourself, where do you want to go? Because we're all working hard. We're all pedaling. We're all driving. We're all going as hard as we can, as long as we can. But you got to ask yourself, am I going in the right direction? Where do you want to go? The second thing you got to ask yourself is, where am I? When I go to the mall, as soon as I get to one of those big giant malls, the first thing I need to know, I go to find the map so it can tell me you are here. See, it's important to know where I want to go and where I am so I can figure out the best route to get there. And that leads me to the last 2 things, and I'll kind of bring us home. It's, what are the obstacles in the way? Is there an escalator or a pothole, or is there a road closure? What's stopping me from getting where I am to where I want to go? And then the last thing I need to know is, what are the tools that I have to facilitate it much easier? And see, what I like to liken it to is that we all start off in life at age 25. They say, but at age 25, they take 100 people, and they follow those people for 40 years to age 65. And get this, about 24% of those people will just be dead. About 38% will be dead broke. About 25% is going to be still working. And if you kind of add that up, and I probably did the numbers wrong, and it just shows you don't have to be smart to do this, but what it boils down to, 100 people start, 95% of those people are dead, broke, or still working. 1% is rich, and 4% is well off. So they all started a journey at 25. That's about the time we all start working. And for 40 years, they went around. Some went in the right direction, some went in the wrong direction. Some people went in circles. You got to ask yourself along that journey, where are you? Where do you want to go? See, because when I saw this opportunity 6 years ago, I did the math and I was not in a place that I wanted to be. See, between paying off student loans, mortgages, second mortgages, private school, car loans, etc., I was going nowhere. And I was getting older, and we know that the runway of life is only going to get shorter over time. So I got concerned about where I was going, and I looked at the obstacles, and I knew something was wrong because, see, there are more millionaires and billionaires in the world today than there ever have been. So there's opportunities out there. There's opportunities out there. And so I get excited because when I sat down in the place where you are right now, I got real excited because I looked at this thing. I said, wait a minute. This is a service. It's not a product. It's not a pill. It's not a lotion. It's not a potion. It's not a wrap. It's not something I've got to go convince somebody to buy. It's something that they're using every single day anyway. Yeah, this is what we call that anyway money. It doesn't matter who you speak to today, everybody around you. In fact, look around you now. You probably got a light on. You see the blinking red light for the VCR or rather the DVD player. I'm dating myself. You know that you can hear the hum of the refrigerator. You see all around you, something is plugged up somewhere. So you know everybody's already using this service. I also got excited about it because I said, you know what? I can do this thing in my part-time. See, I was already working 60 to 80 hours every single week going nowhere. So I knew that it wasn't about more time, and I didn't have more time. But I said, if I can just carve out 30 minutes a day, make a few phone calls, invite someone to hop on this webinar, do a few things, I could build this. And what I didn't realize is that once I found one or two people to come along with me, and we helped them find one or two people to come along with them, that over time, not overnight, but over time in my part-time, I could go out there and change the direction that I was going in. The other thing that got me really excited was the lucrative compensation plan. I mean, you guys saw all the quarters and all the 55s and all the 135s and the $11,000 in residual income. And that sounded like a lot of money to me. In fact, you know, it's funny how people are comfortable taking out a car loan for $50,000, $40,000, signing up for student loans of $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, $200,000. But when you talk about you being able to take the effort to bring in a simple $5,000, $10,000 a month into your life, you get a little nervous. But let me just help you understand why this is the lucrative compensation plan. See, everything I had ever done in my life as an attorney, as an accountant, working on Wall Street, involved me trading myself, trading my time, something I couldn't get back for money. And if I didn't make the trade, I didn't get paid. If I didn't make the trade, I didn't get paid. But what I get excited about this is that I don't have to give myself away anymore. I don't have to give myself away anymore. See, I can invest $100 and create a profit by getting a few customers. I can find a few business partners and get them trained and help them get customers. And I just created passive income where I'm getting paid off of somebody else's efforts. And then the most exciting to me is to do something one time, and get paid month after month after month after month after month. That's residual income. To be able to shift yourself from giving yourself away to being able to take advantage of leverage of other people and of time and all these resources helps you get yourself to the lucrative side of income. I mean, imagine having the same income but being able to spend time with your family, having the same income while you're on vacation, having the same income while you're sitting there at your schools, at your kids' schools play, to be able to have the same income but having yourself with it. I also got excited because we're talking about perfect timing. I mean, think about this. When I got started, we were just in 4 states. We had just opened up the state of Maryland. In fact, it was just a portion of Maryland. And fast forward 6 years, we're now in 16, 17 states. We went from being a $400 million company to a $1.5 billion company. But guess what? There's way more states left to go to in the United States. And our market share is only 3%. So we're just getting started here. But I got super excited because I saw that we had some people on the line from Japan. And the fact that here we are just months away from opening a brand new country, going beyond the U.S. borders to a brand new country. And you're hearing about this right now. The timing could not be more perfect. And the last thing I get excited about is this proven system. See, what I mean by a proven system and why is that important to you? See, if you had to be a bow tie wearing brother that can speak and conjugate all kinds of Latin verbs and whatnot to do this business, then you got a problem. But if you can be a fair-haired kid out of Missouri, or you can be a person from anywhere in the world, be it immigrant, be it foreign, native born, be it from wherever, that you can see this opportunity, help a few people save on a bill they got to pay for anyway, and share it with a few people and plug into our system. And that's what I love about so many people from all walks of life have been able to come in and make this work. It's that proven system that should give you hope. The last thing I'll leave you with before we wrap up is this. You saw where Ambit had the earnings to go from startup to $1 billion in under 7 years. In under 7 years, that's amazing. In fact, just to give you a perspective, because I know the numbers sound big and you don't know what to do with it, but if you think about all the companies in the world, the IBMs, the Walmarts, the Soloflex, the whatever company you think of, there's only 5 U.S. companies that have gone from startup to $1 billion. Apple, eBay, Facebook, Google, and Amazon. Those companies had the power of the internet and they were international in scope. And the reason why I know that list so well is because I missed out on an opportunity myself. See, back when I worked on Wall Street, I worked with a guy named Jeff Bezos. And I had to see Jeff Bezos in the Oscars audience this past weekend because Amazon Pictures, and that's Jeff Bezos as the founder of Amazon, had funded two of the movies that were nominated for Best Picture. And I was like, wow, they went from being a small bookseller to funding movies and at the Oscars. And the reason why that means so much to me is because back in 1995, I worked with Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos talked about a vision that he had for a company. And we worked at a small investment bank. And Jeff says, I'm going from New York to Seattle, and I'm going to do something important. Who's coming with me? And about 20 of us went with them. And those 20 people were given anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 stock options. And the stock has split 12 times. And that small investment of buying into the potential of something great has made all of them worth more than $100 million. So I've seen the opportunity come by. I hope that you don't understand, hope that you don't take advantage, hope you don't take lightly this opportunity. Because we talked about understand where you want to go. We talked about knowing where you are. We talked about the obstacles and the things that are going to help you get there. Well, first and foremost, I can tell you that the number one obstacle for you getting to where you want to go is you and the decisions you've made. But I got good news, because the last thing that you want to look at is what are the tools that can help me get to the life, get to the thing, get to the life, to the family, to the money, to the type of dream that you have for yourself. This is the dream right here. This is the tool that's changing lives. We hope that you come away saying, you know what? I don't like where I'm going or the vehicle that's getting me there, because the runway of life is starting to run out and I'm tired of running in circles. So what you need to do right now, as soon as you get off this call, as soon as you get off this webinar, go back to the person who invited you to this and just thank them. Thank them and tell them one of two things. I'm perfectly satisfied with where my life is going and the direction it's headed. I've done everything to provide for myself, my family, my kids, my grandkids. I've given them more than enough. I can't handle any more opportunities. Or you can tell them the truth. You can tell them that, yeah, I could use a little more money and I could use a little more time. I can use a little more money in my month instead of running out of money before I run out of month. But you got one or two options. You can either join us. In fact, you got three options. I'll be fair. If it doesn't make sense for you, be a customer. Save some money on a bill you got to pay for anyway. If it does make sense for you, get started today. And if you've got questions, get back to the person that asked you. But most importantly, look at that person, look at that woman, look at that man in the mirror and says, you know what? I like where I'm going. I'm going to make a decision right now today to either accelerate in that direction or change directions. Whatever you decide to do, it's up to you. Hey, again, I'm Mario Price, that bow tie wearing brother out of Maryland, and it's been a pleasure being in your living room, helping you make the decision to change the direction of your life. Good night now.